We're live. All right. Hey, episode 13, dude.
13. Wow.
We're making moves. We're making money moves, man.
I love it.
Where are you at in the world?
Spring training. Jupiter, Florida.
Are you? I guess I can't ask you like, hey, what's your address, man, so the whole world can know. But you're not at the Abacoa apartments, are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, dang it, dude. Those are nice.
No, but
I feel like we should start talking about spring training, but I feel like we did that last year. We talked about spring training. So first
we
and
can do
foremost,
whatever makes you happy.
I mean, just you on my screen makes me happy. So
Dude,
we're already doing that.
I appreciate that.
No, biggest topic I feel like was going to be the dunk contest, but now it's the All-Star game. Was that not the best All-Star game you've ever seen?
Dude.
Like,
I mean, like, obviously, everybody's like, oh, it's the best All-Star game ever. And, like, I don't know if it's the best one ever.
right.
Like, obviously, going back to, like, you know, '06 when Kobe hit the game-tying jumper, like, where he goes between the legs, like, that highlight. And then, like, going back to '01 when the East came back and from, like, down 20.
Right.
Like, those were crazy
What was the
games.
one I thought, dude, my favorite one was Michael's last All-Star game, and he hit that fadeaway over Sean Marion. And then
Yeah,
Kobe
that
came
one
down,
too.
I think he got fouled and hit two to, like, seal it.
Yeah, that one, too.
Yeah.
It's like '04 or something.
How about do you remember the one where LeBron came back and scored, like, 15 unanswered, and then he, like, didn't take the last shot, and everyone was getting on him?
When he threw it and he tried to throw it to I think it was Darren Williams and somebody stole it.
Darren
And then he had
Williams. What a
and then he had
name drop.
Yeah, and then he had a year where Kobe blocked him.
R.I.P.
Kobe blocked him twice.
I thought
But that was, regardless, I was awesome.
I thought LeBron was going to get a lot of grief last night because, because remember it was first of all, I love that he took a 40-footer to seal it. Like,
Oh my gosh, I was all about it. I was like,
love
go for
that. He had one possession to play with, so I love that. And then the actual possession they won it on where AD got fouled, I was upset because AD slashed and he gave it up. And I just wanted to see LeBron hit the last shot, but
it. 100%. I think a lot of people did, But so you don't play a whole lot of video games.
I mean, I used to. I feel like I did
You
enough
used to.
growing up that I'm good. My
So-
brother's in the other room right now playing 2K.
Okay, so 2K, if you've ever played Blacktop on 2K,
Yeah.
that's
what it
exactly
was like.
what that fourth quarter felt like.
But dude, it was like
and then-
growing up. Like that's what
Yeah.
we did, and that's what Reggie Miller was saying. And I think that makes the game like that much more exciting too.
Yeah, because you have a number to get to, and then you're sitting there in LeBron's team. You're 3 points away, and you're like, okay, do we take the layup? Do we take
No.
the three? We have a chance to. We have a chance. Like we're a possession ahead. They can't win it. And then I was just wondering to myself, well, if it gets to the point where Giannis gets the ball back and they score and they get to 157, they can't win. You can't win by one. I
Well,
was like,
that's what I was wondering. But apparently there was no win by two type thing,
Nah,
right?
see,
There wasn't.
You gotta win by two. You
Okay,
have-
so I think first of all, I love the NBA for doing that. I think MLB kind of needs to take notes, but we won't go there. But the format I really enjoyed. I think they need to make a little bit of critiques in the sense of like you can't win on a free throw. Like
Okay, but so that's obviously the one thing that everybody's saying is like you can't win on a free throw, but so
then
like
you
in
just hack
black,
them. Yeah.
right? So in blacktop, there's no fouls. You can foul as much as you want. I think it should be, when you're in that range of, where you can potentially win on a free throw, you get X number of fouls, whatever that is. Like you get 2 free fouls because you can't just continue to hack and hack and hack because these are real people. You can't do that. But you
They're
get
not
like
video game.
you get like 2 free fouls where it's like, okay, you take it out and
I
then
have a
afterwards
solution.
it's like you get that. What do you got?
You ready for this? I just thought of
Okay.
this. This is what you do. Every foul when the game is like on the line in the sense of like the team could win, every foul that the other team makes, they get docked 1 point.
Okay.
So then if
I
you
like
foul,
that.
then you lose a point. But
Wow.
so it's like I think that
You
would
keep
be
fouling and you just keep going down.
right. So it's like
that's-
I mean, obviously, I think a lot of people will take a foul if there's like a layup or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot. I have a lot of hot takes from last night.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think they'd be smart to not do it on like that. But like, obviously, Lowry didn't he did the best job he could. But
yeah, what do you got on AD saying he did it on purpose? Missed the first one.
No, he's such that's a lie. That's a
I love it.
I didn't even hear that, but that's a lie.
In a post-game interview, he said that. He's like, yeah, I just want to put more pressure. Bro, that was probably, like, push come to shove, that was probably the most stressful, like, free throws he's ever shot in his career.
Hands down the biggest free throw he's ever taken in his life.
Because I was thinking, like, he made the playoffs once, got swept by Steph and Clay. But other than that,
Trey ball from the corner.
Yeah,
Steph Curry.
dude. Yeah, and he got fouled.
Unbelievable. Yes, and he got fouled.
Yeah, I even thought, because before the game started, obviously, like, with Kobe and, like, the remembrance there, I knew that it was going to be a different feel, because I think Kobe would have wanted to come out and, like, play hard. So right off the bat, I felt like they were actually playing harder than most All-Star games, which, in turn, I actually don't like watching the All-Star games all that much until, like, the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left. Yeah. But last night I felt like they were getting after it.
But it's only good if the game was close enough where a team is within striking distance.
Right. Which is not the case most often, I feel like.
Right. And there's going to be some years where with this format where it's going to be like it's not necessarily going to be close. A team might end up running away with it, and that's just going to happen. It's just the way it is. I mean, Giannis was up, like, I think it was 13 or whatever it was going into last.
Can we talk about, like, LeBron's team, though? Dude, I wanted to hop on a pod before the game because we needed to talk about that, dude.
What was Giannis's drafting strategy?
I think he just went with, like, guys that don't have an ego.
Well, so did you notice that it was East versus West? Bron's team were all guys in the West.
Was that?
It shows you how good the West is. So they may have decided, hey, Braun might have been like, I'm taking the guys in the West, but I don't know. But that's the way it worked out. It goes to show you how good the guys in the West are. I mean, it was him, Kawhi, AD, Harden, and Luka.
And Westbrook coming off the bench. CP3 played unreal.
Chris Paul off the bench.
Turned back the clock.
Dame wasn't even available. That's all I wanted. All I wanted at the end of the game last night was, as the game was going down, I was like, it made me understand like how much I appreciate Dame. I was like, I just want Dame out there to pull up from 50.
Oh,
like kind of like LeBron did, but I was like, yeah, I wish that was Dame.
I was really hoping LeBron would hit that.
And just waving goodbye. I when he pulled up, I said he got it.
Dude, it goes to show though, like how talented those dudes are on the defensive end, because when they did the format in the fourth quarter, I was like, that's not enough point total. Like, this fourth quarter is going to go by so quick.
It was a struggle.
Bro, I wanted to know, like, if they ever like had the time. I wanted to know how long the quarter was, because it felt like it was freaking forever.
It was.
Yeah, I just thought, like, you just appreciate it, because everyone, like, the NBA obviously gets a bad rep, right? Like, during the season, they don't play defense, or it's just like they're just so gifted offensively. But when you watch a game like that, obviously they're super talented on the offensive end. But I have a whole new appreciation for lockdown D. Like, everyone was locking down.
Who locked up? Pascal Siakam locked up on Kawhi.
He's nasty. But I don't know. There was a lot of things to take away from that too, though.
You could see the intensity in the one-on-one matchups and the finals preview between Braun and Giannis. Like, wow,
we got a call, really dude. Like, this could be awesome. How about when Giannis, he blocked LB, and then I think like 2 possessions later, LeBron locked him up in the post,
bodied him up,
bro, and then he was like kind of got some, And I was like, dude, this is not a typical All-Star game.
No, they were going at it. I loved it.
I know you're a big Giannis fan and you think he's like super dominating and everything. I thought he really underperformed from the offensive end in the fourth
Goes
quarter.
to show. Goes to show, man. If you don't have that jumper and you get into a point like that and you get it, obviously that's elite defense right there. They had 4 guys who could obviously play.
Right.
And then Harden showed that, when he wants to, their strategy was go at Harden. He did a really good job.
Right.
But it goes to show, man, he's really good when you're able to space and spread the floor like that. But when you can kind of collapse it and you got a guy like Joel Embiid out there who is not going to space the floor quite as much as I don't even know who their 5-man is, not to be rude, but
Brooke, right? Lopez?
Yeah, Brooke can spread the floor a little bit more. Like, it just goes to show, like, in the regular season, they're able to space the floor a little bit more, and, you shrink the floor just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit tougher no matter how big or dominant you are, and when all you do is kind of go straight and then try to Euro one way, but by the way, here comes Anthony Davis, and here comes Kawhi and help, here comes LeBron and help. It's tough.
I think it just showed like he wasn't really able to create off the dribble, and then he was trying to create in the post, and I didn't think he had too many like post moves to go in his bag of tricks. And then I was thinking about this. I was like, I never really watched last year's Raptors Bucks series, because I'll be honest, dude, after Bucks went up 2-0, I was kind of like, all right, we won't watch it. But isn't that what he did in the playoffs last year too? Like kind of just nothing.
Yeah, he kind of fell apart.
Don't quote me on that. I honestly have no idea, but I'm assuming.
I'm not 100% either, but I was kind of like, oh, Bucks are going to take it, and then.
Well, it's tough, dude, especially if you're a guy like Giannis who is like gonna constantly be on that edge of greatest player in the world, but then there's always going to be those conversations of like, oh, well, he doesn't perform, when the game's on the line, or he doesn't perform under pressure and all that, and he's going to get that. So, and I feel like Kawhi is the one guy right now, besides the obvious dudes, who is like breaking through that barrier of like, holy smokes, like he's talented, good, and performs under pressure. He was on fire in that freaking first half.
He had 22 in the first half. He only had 8 the rest of the game, but he had 22 in the first half.
Yeah, because I was trying to think what the biggest, like who made big plays in the fourth, and I always keep going back to like Kyle Lowry. I go back to him.
Kyle Lowry taking the charge,
dude. CP3 too. Like, I think I'm just going off of like who stuck out to me, and maybe it's one of those things where it's like you're not expecting a whole lot, and then it happens, and you're like, oh wow.
Joel Embiid was surprising. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know.
He took Braun down into the post. I can't either. I'm just saying, like, he took Braun down into the post. He played good D. He had the little dream shake.
That was money.
That was dope. That was sick. Harden was. I don't know where his jump shot went.
Yeah, well, because everyone was. I think Reggie Miller was saying, he was like, yeah, he's not used to being this open, and he like wasn't hitting those shots.
It's crazy, man. His jump shot. It's just one of those things. Sometimes it happens.
Freaking! How about Rudy Gobert coming in and dropping a 20-piece?
Out of nowhere. Out of absolute nowhere.
Which is nice too, because usually the All-Star game is all like guard play.
Yeah,
it's nice to see like those guys get in there. I didn't think. What did Luka do anything?
He didn't do much. Chris Paul was just feeling it from the outside. That's why he played the fourth. It was super weird because you're watching the third quarter and you're like, none of these guys have played the third. Like, they played 2 minutes and then they sat out the entire third, and then they went the whole fourth.
The starters, right?
Yeah. Well, starters, and then with the exception of CP instead of Luka.
Yeah. Dude, Trae Young's nice. He might be my favorite player.
Trae Young wasn't there either.
He didn't play the fourth, but I'm just saying when he was in, it was fun to watch. You see him nutmeg Harden? Was it Harden?
Dude, it's like he lives for it.
Dude, he
just do that stuff in game randomly.
He's fun to watch. Yeah, no, I really liked the format. I just like them, like, obviously just going balls to the wall and just seeing how talented those dudes are. But
it's fun. It was fun to watch.
What do we got on the dunk contest?
they need to change. I don't have a. People are saying they have a problem with like that the scorers like the rest like that Common is there and like they had somebody else who like it used to be all dunkers.
They got T'Challa.
Yeah, yeah, Chadwick Boseman, and they just need to change it where like okay, there's 50s, and then there's 50s, and there was some dunks last night that were really nice, and maybe not 50s, but if you grade 50s and put them next to each other, and you take you go to the you just go to the championship round, right? And I believe it was Derrick Jones Jr.'s second dunk. Honestly, even his first dunk was phenomenal. But Aaron Gordon's first dunk was just a little bit better.
All of his were in the first two rounds.
All of them. Well, I'm just talking about the championship.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not grading the first two. I'm just grading the championship. And like, if instead of all right, we're going to, because I feel like they're a little bit more. They're giving out 50s a little bit easier.
I think so too.
Where it's like everything's a 10 as opposed to okay, like that's a 9 and that's an 8. Everything's like a 50 or like a 49. Not even on purpose.
Yeah.
It just is kind of how it's been. And so you look at the dunks, like Derrick Jones Jr. first dunk was phenomenal, but then Aaron Gordon's first was just like wow. And if you were to literally put those side by side and you look at your reactions to the two, Aaron Gordon's was better. So he wins the first dunk. Now Derrick Jones Jr. has to win the second one. And he didn't win the second one either. Like, he got a 50. Aaron Gordon got a 50. But Aaron Gordon's 50 was better. It's just like, deep down, like, ooh, maybe I should have given this guy, a 9 instead of a 10 because Aaron's was better.
Yeah, but then that's the question of, like, what are you basing them off the individual's dunks? Or are you just basing them off, like, just a relative, like, score? Because that's what I forget who was saying. Like, Kenny was saying, like, you graded Aaron Gordon's dunk like one of these, but then you compared it to another one of his own dunks, which was just as spectacular, but it wasn't as spectacular as like his previous dunks.
No, I'm just grading it based off in comparison, like that one dunk versus the dunk that the other guy had, or in the championship they
so
each
it's like
get
a head-to-head.
Right, or in the championship they each get 2 dunks. Who had the 2 better dunks? Maybe you look at it at the end. You get 2 dunks, and then the other guy gets 2 dunks, and you look at it at the end. And yeah, it matters. First try you get rewarded a little bit more. Right. If you miss it once and you got to do it again, you get it's not quite as impressive. But like it's just it's hard to do because you see a dunk and you're like, dang, all right, that's a 50, and then you see the next one and you're like, well, and they're even saying they're like, oh, that's got to be like a 52 or like a 55. Well, we don't have that in the scoring system. Right. You're legitimately saying that dunk was better than the one that we just saw, but there's no way to put that forward. So then the dunk before can't be a 50. That dunk before has got to be like a 47. Right. If that dunk is if this is your A plus, that one was then an A.
Well, it makes it hard for the judges too,
Yeah.
like because they're going off of just what they see from that person at that given time, and they can't really compare it with anything. But I'm sorry, I thought Pat Connaughton got robbed.
Pat Connaughton,
bro, if you come out in a white man can't jump,
that's part of it. The theatrics, it matters. 100%.
That's what they were all saying like 4 years ago, and yesterday or the dunk contest, I felt like this year didn't matter at all.
No,
like the
theatrics matter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come out in that, and the white man can't jump, and he got that.
He got like a 43, dude. And then I love what Dwight did. Obviously, there's a lot behind that, but that was like a very mediocre dunk, and they gave him like a 49.
Yeah, they gave him a 49, and you look at like the way that they graded it, like he got a 49, and then Aaron Gordon got like a 47. What? But yeah, the theatrics matter. the theatrics matter, and if you
It's creativity.
if you like, yeah, it's creativity, and if you do like a dunk that somebody has done in years past, or like at the end, like I just wanted Aaron Gordon to get up there and just go elbow in the rim.
Dude, his one on the side, his baseline one,
that's one
that
of the
was
best dunks
I've ever seen.
100%. 100%. So
I think
I just wanted him to pull something out that Vince Carter did and call it a day.
I just think Vince Carter should have just been in the dunk contest.
Right? I mean, come on.
It's just so tough, dude, because like now the day and age we live in, like everyone's doing these dunks all the time, whereas like back in the 80s, like you see Dominique Wilkins do the same windmill 6 times in a contest but constantly got 50s, but now it's like there's no new dunks. So it's like you got to be creative.
Aaron Gordon pulled out that one he did on the side was sick. Yeah, there's only like so many dunks you can do, but if you can make it look, they make these dunks look so easy now. You go between the legs back in the day, that's a 50.
Well, shoot, another part of that too is like both those guys are what, 6'10"?
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Jones Jr. and AG, like
something like that.
It was always kind of like one of those things where that would get worse graded because it looked too easy.
Right.
Then you have the Nate Robinsons and
you're like,
of the worlds, and they're like that everything he does looks dope.
The Nate Robb versus Dwight Howard
dunk off. Kryptonite. But that's why I thought like Pat Connaughton's looked a lot probably better than a lot of those dunks, but it was like the fact that he's 6'4", 6'5", and he was doing that, it was like that's more difficult than what they were doing. Yes. I mean, not all of them, but I don't know. It was. I think there needs to be something else in the dunk contest. I liked when they had a time limit, put a little bit more pressure on them.
Time limit.
I just think that this is too much comfort when you don't have a time limit.
You go back to, they would switch it every so often. There was the year with like Jason Richardson, who's a great dunk contest guy,
dude.
And they spun it, and like it would be an old dunk that you had to recreate, and like they showed you a video of it, and you had to do it, and then you got graded on it.
Dude,
like they just switch it up every so often, every year, every year or so you switch up what the format's going to be.
Right. I just think like it's like the unwritten rule right now that if you miss a dunk, you get like docked points, but that wasn't even a thing yesterday or this year. Like I feel like there was a couple people that missed, but then like didn't matter. I think it's super impressive. Like that year that Zach LaVine won it the first time, like he didn't miss a dunk. That's stupid impressive. All right. Well, we got NBA out of the way. What else do we got?
3-point shootout, though. That was sick.
I was really hoping
coming down to the wire.
I was really hoping Booker would take it, though.
T-Book, he did a good job. He was sick. But Buddy Hield coming down to the wire, man.
I like that 3-point shot that they put in, though.
Yeah, the deep one.
It just doesn't, like... For me, it's not a 3-point contest unless you have Steph and Clay in it.
Right. Yeah.
And now they're never going to do it.
Yeah.
Or Jimmer. Or Jason Kapono.
Peja Stojakovic.
Dude, Buddy Hield, first king since Peja.
Really?
That's what they're saying.
Name drop.
He was one of the guys too, because I mean, I'm sure you don't like him just because he was a rival against your team, but
I love Peja Stojakovic.
Dude,
just be no.
I would beat him on 2K like every time just because I loved his shot. Super unorthodox,
dude, it's
but
so much fun.
Money.
Dude, we do blacktop all the time, and me and my best friend, me and my buddy Andrew, and we just like come up with different categories. So also, if anybody has any categories that we would do, like just guys that we love throughout the league, like from 2000 to 2010 that we loved, and maybe not, and we're like not super big names. And Peja Stojakovic was always like the second guy off the board because it's just like hated that he was always going against the Lakers, but my goodness,
dude, I loved watching him play, especially in like the 3-point contest too, because they have the camera like super close to the guy, so you can like actually see his shot like up close instead of just like watching it on a game. But
yeah,
I always went like, for me in video games, it was always going to like the 3-point shooters because 3's more than 2. Yeah. I don't know if you knew that. So it's like
I my math is okay sometimes.
Yeah, we didn't go to college, so we don't know.
No,
We don't know
what's
math.
College?
I don't know,
what's
man.
College? What's math?
Yeah, I thought the 3-point contest was good. The skills comp, bigs, man. Bigs are
Dude,
winning it nowadays.
crazy. I thought that was a funny point that whoever said it was like, yeah, point guards don't pass anymore, so that's why they keep missing the passing ones. I was like, that's
I
funny.
did hear that. All right, we got. All right, so you want to do predictions for second half? Any surprises? Or are you still basically where you were at? What, 2 weeks ago when we talked?
My one kind of hoping surprise.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Would be.
Dude, just
I
let
know
it go,
Dame
man.
is trying. I know Dame is going to miss a couple weeks, but I would love to see Dame continue to go off, lead the Blazers into the playoffs and find a way to steal the MVP. I would love to see
I don't think
it.
it's going to happen just because of the time he's going to
I don't think it's going to happen either. But my goodness, I saw him
that's
in
a hope
LA.
of yours?
Yeah, that dude was on a mission.
You saw him on Kobe night, right?
Oh my, yes. He was special.
Unreal. So Kobe-esque, too. He's, yeah, but I just think Portland's trying to do the same thing over and over again every year, and it's not working, and they're not really, like, making the necessary adjustments.
Right? It just feels like, hey, you guys have done this. It's been the same thing. Let's figure something out. They added Melo, so.
That was by, like, happen chance, though. Like,
But
I feel like they didn't really, like, go out and get him.
But it's Melo.
Right, and he's balled out, too, honestly.
You never know. He might be the missing piece.
Who is the 8th spot? Do you know off the top of your head in the West right now?
No, I don't know off the top.
Because I know they're close.
Yeah, I don't know off the top.
Yeah, I can't think of it. I just looked at standings too on the All-Star game. So do you still think Lakers?
Okay.
Yeah.
Lakers, Bucks.
I think there's some drama going on with the Clippers, man.
Like, what do you mean?
Do you listen to Colin Cowherd? I know you don't. I know you.
I don't.
You're not a big Herd guy.
I used to be. That's the bad thing.
I'm a big Herd guy, man. I like watching it. I like because he makes everything so. There's so much drama with him, blows everything out of proportion.
Always drama.
But he was saying something about how like the Clippers are doing that load management. Paul George and Kawhi are never on the court together, and the other players are going to get pissed off. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would other players get pissed off for being able to play more, getting into the playoffs rested? Dude, that matchup, I really hope that they meet in the Western Conference Finals.
That's gonna
be the best series.
Yeah.
It's like Golden State and Houston those couple years where it was like you knew that was going to be the finals essentially.
Yeah, you had to have it, and it was like, okay, this is going to be sick. Don't count out Russ though, playing like MVP again.
Oh, the MVP that almost did not score in the All-Star game?
Yeah, what was he doing?
Dude, he is he is an All-Star game guy too.
Absolutely. Can we talk about I have some beef with did you see the sheet or the page that was like pick your all-time All-Star game? Like you got $15, like pick your all-time
I see those all
All-Star game. And there was one, and people made a big deal about that KD was like $1. Did you see that one?
I didn't see that one, but why would KD be $1?
You need to look it up. Like there was basically it said pick your all-time All-Star game, like
just performances in the All-Star game though.
I think that's what it. So it obviously wasn't very clear, but for me, I took it as All-Star game performances, and you had $15. So like Kobe was 5, Braun was 5, MJ was 5, I think Shaq was 4, and then KD was 1. Russ was 1.
Oh wow.
Russ has what, 3 MVPs? 3 All-Star game MVPs?
I think he's got 2.
2, whatever. I was like, how are you gonna make a bigger deal out of KD being $1 and not Russ? That is what Russ was built for.
Yeah, no question. And Damian Lillard too. I mean, I feel like he's never been a starter, right, in the All-Star game.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Probably not, because he's always behind Steph, Harden, Russ. Yeah. Well, I think last year was like he was always the odd man out.
Yeah. But he's built for an All-Star game too.
Yeah. He was always the odd man out because it was always Steph, Clay, Harden, Russ, Chris Paul. Man, there was one other guy that'd be in there that, like,
Darren Williams.
He'd always be the odd man out, and it was
Yeah.
like, it's felt so bad for
him. Well, good news. Steph's coming back, I think, early March, a couple weeks. So I might watch more Warriors games. Even though, dude, we got some pieces right now, dude. I don't know. I never really watched Wiggins. I guess we haven't really talked about that trade. We haven't talked about any of the trades. What happened? Let me ask you this, because I didn't really get clarification by anyone. But what happened with the trade to the Clippers trade? Didn't they trade Harkless?
What?
Or they traded no, not Harkless. Harold.
They traded Harold?
The big dude. They traded him, and then I watched a game, and he was still on the team. So did it fall through? Was it one of the trades that fell through?
I have no answers for this one.
Dang. I'm pretty sure they traded him. They got Isaiah Thomas, and then they waived him. So
they did waive Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas isn't a player now?
Yeah, not really. But I don't have an answer on the Harkless one.
Is it Harkless? No, it's Harrell. Harkless is the dude for Portland, right?
Yeah, I don't have an answer
Harrell.
on the Harrell. Yeah.
You got bad allergies over there, or what?
They just kicked in, right before this.
Yeah,
we started doing this.
Must be the mic, dude. You got pollen on the mic. That's why I have this nice little sock here. I think it blocks out pollen.
Yeah, we got something going on.
So who's your MVP? Did we talk about that last time?
Well, I think it's still Giannis.
He got it last year.
I understand. Does that mean he can't win it this year?
I think the voters, that plays a huge role into who they pick.
Well, it's not James Harden anymore. He found his way completely out of it. It's not like there's a huge race. It's kind of just been like, okay, I guess Giannis gets it because it was Giannis versus Harden, and now it's just.
Does
Giannis.
LeBron have a shot, do you think?
Yeah, LeBron's got a shot. I mean, he's averaging 25 and 10.
I didn't even realize he's leading the NBA in assists per game.
That's what he's doing, and he's just getting his 25. And then it just feels like 25 is like it's like 25 now is what like 21, 22 was.
Yeah.
That's just like it's just different.
It's absurd
it's like
how
that's
many
what
people are averaging over 25.
Trae Young is averaging 29.7. No offense, Trae Young. You and I both like him. Like, great. But
he's on the Hawks.
Yeah. And then Luka's averaging like 29 too. It's just like, that's elite. Or that was elite. And you have guys who were elite. Like, they were scorers. And it was like 31, 32 was...
Remember when T-Mac had 32 that year he won the scoring? And it was like, oh my goodness, dude. And then AI, I think like 2 years previous was like 35.
Yeah.
Yeah. James Harden's at 35 a game. Giannis 30. Trae Young 29.7. Dame 29.5. How about Bradley Beal averaging 29 a game? Didn't make the All-Star team.
Just like think about that. No offense. Like Bradley Beal is awesome. 29? Wow.
14 players averaging 25 or more. Zach LaVine being one of them.
That's crazy. But I don't. LeBron's got a chance. Anthony Davis has a chance. I don't really know why he's not talked about more on that end. He has a chance to be the defensive player of the year and win MVP. Kawhi's got a chance. It just depends how many games he ends up playing.
I don't think he'll ever have a chance with his load management thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, he doesn't care to win it, but it's like, man, it kind of matters. Like, it'd be great.
100% matters. 100%. That's why I think like LeBron might sneak in there at the end and be like, when they compare all those statistics. That's hilarious. Sounds like a long, loud fart that you just had.
That's funny.
Thanks, man. I'd make jokes sometimes. Portland's in 9th. They're four out of 8th. Memphis in the 8th spot.
How far are they from? So they're 4 out of 8.
4 out of 8th.
What is it to get to?
I mean, Portland's 25 and 31, dude.
Really?
Yeah, Memphis is 28 and 26. You gotta have to be over 500. That's for sure. But then you have Dallas, who's in 7th at 33 and 22. So Memphis out of the 7th spot is 4.5 back. So there's a little bit of jump there.
Huh.
But that 2 spot is, I'd say, pretty up for grabs. 2, 3.
Who's in there? Who's in there right now?
Well, Denver. How about Denver? Always like coming in second. I feel like no one talks about them.
Because there's not sexy.
No. Yeah, but they are nasty. They're 38 and 17. But Clippers are a game back of the 2 spot. And then how about Toronto going 15 straight?
Crazy, man.
Fred VanVleet, most improved.
Fred VanVleet.
Wichita State.
Yeah.
All right, we're after 37 minutes, we're done with NBA. I have a list. I told you to make a list. You probably didn't make it, but I made it.
Did not make it.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot, and you're going to freaking just poo-poo. Top 5.
Of course.
Top 5. I'm giving you only 5, so you don't have to think too hard about it.
Only 5?
Only 5 Marvel movies.
Oh, Marvel movies?
This is the only thing that I texted you, and you said that you could do.
Yeah, I know. I said I would do it, and I totally didn't do it. Can I look up the Marvel movies?
Do you need
or do you want me to go off the top? I'll go off the top.
I'll list mine.
Okay.
And then it probably
because I have one that is definitely going to be in there. I don't know if it's going to make yours, but I have one that's 100.
I feel like my list is relatively on par with everyone else's.
I have 3 that I know.
Okay, so starting at 5, Thor Ragnarok. 4, Endgame. Even though when I first saw it the first 12 times, it was but it's grown on me.
Okay.
3, Winter Soldier, because Captain America is shown in a wife beater, and it's a decent movie.
So where is 2 and 1 for you?
2 is Infinity War.
Okay.
I thought Infinity War, oof. But yes. I will say, when I rank movies, and this goes on like any type of movie, I base it solely off of like how many times could I watch this particular movie and not get sick of it. And when the first Avengers came out, I was like in awe of just because it like no one ever did that, and it was like I can watch this over and over. I still can watch this Disney Plus. It's amazing. I still watch it. But
the originals.
So
Avengers.
I think, I kind of base it off of like when I first saw it / when my first 5 times seeing the particular movie, like how good was it?
Did you make a list of 10 or 5?
I did 5. Okay. I can make a list of 6 pretty easily though.
What would be 6?
I think 6 would be the first Guardians.
Okay, so I'm interested that the first Guardians did not make your list because
I don't know where I would put it. I have
that is up there on mine. That's one of those movies for me that I can continue to watch over and over. Not the opening scene, but the first scene with Chris Pratt when he's on. Is it Nowhere?
No. Yeah, I know what you mean. He gets the stone.
He goes and gets the stone, and he's playing the song "Come and Get Your Love," and he's just jamming out to that. Yeah. I absolutely love that song.
Yeah, he's grabbing the
solely
little lizards.
Based on that, and he's just, oh my goodness, I love that. It's amazing.
How funny was it in Endgame when they reenacted that scene and then the dude just hit him?
Yes,
he's like, oh, so he's an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't put it above Ragnarok though. Like that was the first time you get to see like Chris Hemsworth be Chris Hemsworth in Thor. And you get the Hulk. It's hard to beat, dude.
Ragnarok was sick. So the 5 movies that I'm definitely gonna put in there is I didn't think about the original Avengers off the top of my head. Infinity War is in there.
You
Ragnarok's in
can't
there.
say in there, okay? Let's throw a number
I'm gonna
in front
put
of
it
it.
in order. Do you want me, I'm
Jeez.
just picking my 5, and then I will put them in
there's
order.
22 movies in there, all right, bud?
Okay.
I
Guardians.
didn't even think about the
Ragnarok,
first Iron Man, though.
Guardians, Ragnarok, the first Iron Man,
Bro, you have 2 spots left.
Infinity War.
You have 1 spot left.
Wait, what did I say? Guardians, Iron Man.
Infinity War and
Oh, I don't know if I can put the original Iron. Dang. Because
The
Ragnarok's definitely in there. For me, Black Panther movie, I won't get sick of watching.
that's true.
Makes it in there. That one is in my 5.
You have no
Endgame.
spots.
Endgame's not in there. Infinity War. Okay. It's just a matter of. Dang.
So wait,
Does
you
the
take
ori-
out Iron Man?
Wow, this is hard.
Well, it's gonna
The
be
original
easy.
Iron Man is great.
That's the only reason why I would leave the original off is because of the technology advancements from them from '08. Like the movies now from like 2013 and on, or 2012 and on, there's just so much more like fun to watch.
All right, so number 1, Guardians.
You got number 1 at Guardians?
That's
Holy smokes, dude! You just broke the internet.
2. That's my 2 is Infinity War. 3.
Do do do.
We have Black Panther, we have Ragnarok, we have what was the other one I said? Black Panther, Ragnarok.
Well, did you take out the first Iron Man?
What was the other one I said?
I don't know, man. Do I gotta write
Maybe
these
it was
down
just
for
those
you?
5. I think it was just those 5.
I think you only listed. I think you listed 6 after you said Black Panther, but then you took Iron Man out.
Black Panther. Let's get our numbers right. Again, we're not very good at math.
I'm gonna make you a list.
So my movies that are Black Panther that are up for consideration. Black
Okay.
Panther, Thor Ragnarok,
Guardians, Black Panther,
Ragnarok,
Infinity War,
or Iron Man.
Iron Man. So that's 5.
Yeah, those 5. I think Avengers was the other one, but I took Avengers out and
I don't think you didn't list the first Avengers.
well, in my head I was thinking the original Avengers once you said it.
Because it's all in my head, I think. So you have
Okay.
Guardians, Black Panther, Ragnarok, Infinity War, Iron Man. Is that your list?
Iron Man 5. Ooh.
Don't lose sleep over it, man. Good thing you took your nap before
okay.
this.
I know. Okay. Iron Man 5, Ragnarok 4, Black Panther 3, Infinity War 2, and Guardians 1.
I feel like there's a big time movie you're leaving out. So you weren't a huge Winter Soldier guy?
I was. The Captain America movies were good, but the original Iron Man.
Bro, I messed up my list.
Did you
I
mean
forgot
Winter
Civil
Soldier?
War.
Oh yeah, Civil War was really good too.
I got to move. Oh frick. Okay. Whoa. I got to take Winter Soldier out and put Civil War in at 3.
I was gonna say I think Civil War was better than Winter Soldier.
I'm just a geek in the sense of like if I see a lot of characters on
Put
screen, I
all
really
of those
like it.
guys together is crazy.
But then like Endgame, it's everybody at the end.
Yeah, but Endgame for me the reason it doesn't make it in, the reason it's very close but doesn't make it in, is it has my favorite scene in any. Okay, my first favorite scene, the Guardians scene being my second favorite scene in all of the Marvel movies. Endgame has my first favorite one when it's Captain America and it's just them, and then who does he hear he's like on your left, and
Oh yeah, Sam Wilson.
and everything starts opening up, and then they start doing the Black Panther chant, and that just sends chills every time. And I am like, if you could just play that for me as I'm getting ready to go into a game, that's all I need. I'm good.
Done. I got you. I'm making the hype mix right now.
I
No
need
copyright intended.
I need that scene on the screen.
See, my favorite scene is a little bit after that, when everyone's together and he summons Mjolnir and he says, "Assemble." Yes. Like, that's
and
all you hear is Thor going, "Ah!" That's the dopest scene. Ooh, that'd be another good list, dude. Top 5 favorite scenes in Marvel movies.
Top 5 favorite scenes. So those are two. I could those two.
Okay, I'm going 1, Assemble. I'm going 2, the scene in Ragnarok where she's like, "What are you a god of, or what are you the god of again?" And he's like, that lightning, and then the music, freaking A, dude.
I feel like a lot of yours are going to involve Thor.
Big Thor guy. Actually, number 1 is when the first Thor, when it's Natalie Portman and he walks out shirtless. And
do I still need to get Thor's abs on my cleats?
I mean, next question. You should get Thor's abs in Captain America's abs. Is that a thing? It's like Inception.
It's the t-shirts.
What else? Another good scene, honorable mention, is in Age of Ultron, when he's like, just like the old man said, together, and then they fight all the robots.
Yeah.
That was dope. Actually, no, dude. Number 1 would be the first Avengers Assemble scene in New York, when they show the little... Yeah.
They're in a circle.
Oh, yeah. Big circle guy.
Yeah. There's a lot of great scenes.
I know. Now I'm thinking, like, an Endgame in and of itself has, like, so many good scenes. Oh. Yeah. I think I just listed mine.
The Civil War where they're all battling it out.
Civil War, when freaking Ant-Man turns big.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
He just goes huge.
Yeah, huge. I said like, I have it written down that we were going to do a top 10 or at least a top 5 sports movies, but you said you can't do that.
I mean, I could. Let's hear yours. Let's do it.
Top 5?
I'll do it off the top.
I think number 1 for me is... Ooh,
what?
Thanks for interrupting, man. I just had a moment, and you ruined it.
Okay.
Drum roll, please. Number 1's Glory Road. I think we've talked about this.
Dude.
Big Glory Road guy. I did my term paper on that.
That's in the top 5 for me, without, like, top 5 favorite movies ever.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So really funny, because I can never I lie and never actually do this off the top. I look up a list just to get an idea of movies.
That's so weak.
But like, it's just funny because like Talladega Nights and Dodgeball are on like a top 50, but they don't go to me as sports movies. Those are.
I don't even say like Happy Gilmore is a sports movie.
No, that's it. I just thought that was a very interesting list. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you do yours. Go ahead.
No, but I'm a sucker for a good basketball movie, man.
Of
like,
course.
Obviously, like a huge baseball guy, but like the one baseball movie that I think I would have in there is Bull Durham. I think Bull Durham for me is like, there's a lot of.
It's hard because it feels like you have to pick you have to pick one from each sport.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like a lot of the basketball ones are.
But again, I look at movies not in the sense of like, oh, that's a really good movie. It's got great character development. It's got good like dialogue. And no, I look at it like when I watch it, like, will I want to watch this again? or do I get sick of it? So for me, like anytime Glory Road, Coach Carter, anytime those movies like on TV, I'm probably gonna watch them.
Right.
Even if I gotta grind through commercials. There's another one that
commercials are such a grind.
Dude, I feel like it's 2020.
So
why are we having? Why do we have commercials?
We're so spoiled, honestly. Like
it's
just
like when
the fact that we don't have to watch commercials.
Stream it.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
Like
when people listen to my podcast and they hear an advertisement, they're like, "Oh, I'm not
goodness,
gonna
Rob,
listen
what
now."
are you doing? I don't want to listen to this.
Yeah, you didn't want to learn about how to save 15% or more on car insurance by switching to Geico?
Free ads.
What else? For the Love of the Game, actually, would probably be in there for me.
Great one.
Oof, that's a real good one.
Did you see the new Star Wars, by the way? Sorry, super random.
Didn't we not talk about this last time?
Yeah, because I hadn't seen it.
Oh, you saw it?
No, I still haven't seen it.
Okay.
All right. So,
good talk. See you out there. What movie was it that I was watching the other night that I said, hey, you got to watch?
I watched it.
Did you really? This is annoying.
Warrior.
Bro, that's my top. That's in my top 5. That's a sports movie.
Not in my top 5.
Fighting.
It is a sports movie.
Do we count Rocky as a sports movie? Because that's got to be in there.
Yeah, Rocky has to be in there.
I would put Rocky 4, 100%.
Rocky 4 or Rocky at 4?
Rocky 4, dude.
Rob, no. It's killing my brain.
Actually, the first Creed, too, was dope.
Dude, the first Creed is one of those that just, like, you're ready to run through a brick wall.
Oh, absolutely. See, it's almost got to be like 2 separate categories. Like, sports movies in the sense of motivational purposes, like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and freaking grind my face off.
And
or like,
just like a really good movie.
And just like a really good sports movie. Like, really, like, well done. And
we can do too.
No. I don't want to think that much. I'm still missing one. There's like another basketball movie. I know Hoosiers is in there. But if we talk about top 5, we can't just put all those things in there. What's another basketball movie that is a dope basketball movie?
What did you list? You said Coach Carter.
Yeah, the top 3 that come to mind are
Love
Coach
and Basketball.
Carter. Oh, yeah, but that's not a sports movie to me, dude. That's a rom. I mean, I'm not going to not say that I don't watch it every Thursday night, but yeah.
Of course. Coach Carter, Glory Road, Hoosiers.
Yeah, top 3 right there. We got to do by sport, probably.
Oh, well, you're missing all the football movies. You're missing Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, see, I haven't even gone into football yet.
Remember the Titans?
Varsity Blues.
We Are Marshall.
Oof.
Sure. Varsity Blues.
Gridiron Gang.
Dude, I remember watching that movie. That's freaking awesome.
That'll make you run through a brick wall.
Yes, it will.
Maybe 2 of them.
We're missing the most.
You said you just pulled up a list, bro. I'm going off the top of my head.
I'm not looking at this list anymore.
Oh, jeez.
So you haven't done your 5.
Oh, so I can go top 5, and I'm probably missing one, but we can write it down. Number 1, Glory Road. 2, Coach Carter. 3, For the Love of the Game. 4, Warrior. 5, Rocky 4. In the sense of sports movie / I want to run through a brick wall.
So
combination of both.
Okay. One that I feel like has to be in there. So this is hard for me because my favorite baseball movie is Sandlot. But
yeah.
But at the same time, like Bull Durham, for me, like gets in there. But that's a hard thing for me to decipher between Bull Durham and Sandlot.
Yeah, I think Bull Durham to me has more value because I'm just like the epitome of a minor league Crash Davis, and you're already in the show. So it's like, yeah, that's a good movie and everything, but I'm not really feeling what he's got going. How about Mr. 3000, R.I.P. Bernie Mac?
Yeah. You know what? Okay, this is the one that has to be in there. it has to be in your top 5
I
sports
feel like
movies.
you've said that about
Miracle.
everyone you've named. See,
No, Miracle.
this is where I lose you, dude. Not a huge Miracle guy. Saw it once. I know.
One of the all-time great speeches.
Well, that's maybe the problem is like you hear the speech on every motivational video. It's like I've heard it 40,000 times.
I live for that. So I could listen to that speech another 40,000 times.
I gotta watch that again, dude.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna do that. Wait, so you said you saw Warrior,
Yeah, not in my top 5.
but what'd you think? What do we got?
It was a good movie. It just was. It felt like it was not a short movie, but it felt super short at the same time. It was just kind of like, all right, well, we're gonna do this whole wrestling thing or UFC thing, and then now the whole story, and it's like the story happened so quick. It was just like, oh, now by the way, they're brothers. We already knew that, but then it's like it comes out like, oh, they're brothers, and this is a really cool story, and then by the way, he's gonna get arrested. Tom Hardy's gonna get arrested.
Yeah, well, can't arrest a guy with the traps of his size.
Oh my goodness.
Do you got him more jacked in that or Bane?
Bane. Very close.
Ooh, I think he's more like shredded in Warrior. Bane, he's just like, I will lift a bus.
Huge. Like, yeah. So, Glory Road, Bull Durham. Miracle's going to come in at 5.
You got to say Coach Carter.
I don't have to say Coach Carter. I'm going to say Remember the Titans at 3. Actually, I'm going to say Remember the Titans at 2, Bull Durham at 3, the original Rocky at 4, and Miracle at 5, with honorable mentions being Friday Night Lights and Coach Carter.
Did you ever see Southpaw?
With
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes, great movie.
Great flick.
Southpaw. Have you ever seen The Fighter with
Mark Wahlberg.
Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg? Dude, that one. I love that one.
That's a movie where it's like, yes, it's a sports movie, but that's just like a really good cinematic movie flick.
Very good
like
movie.
everything in it is like, wow.
I feel like we're
really
going to get
well done.
hosed on this, and somebody's going to come out of somewhere and say, how did you forget this? Well, sorry.
Yeah, make sure those guys who are listening to this, go ahead and just comment somewhere that you see this, saying what your top 5 would be in all the categories that we mentioned.
Yeah, we missed something, that's for sure. There's no doubt in that.
And it's going to suck because as soon as we hop off here, we're going to be like, bruh.
We're gonna text each other and say, "Oh my goodness, how did we do this thing dirty and disrespect this movie?"
What am I feel like I'm missing a basketball movie. Above the Rim.
He Got Game.
Oh my goodness.
White men can't jump.
Holy smokes, dude! We just rattled 3 off that. White Men Can't Jump. Oof.
There's basketball ones those are the toughest ones for me to decipher in between, which is why I only went with Glory Road and left the other ones off the list, because Glory Road for me just is above it. I don't know why, but like all those other movies, He Got Game,
yeah.
White Men Can't Jump.
You went a different route though. You went like, I'm going to pick and choose one from each sport.
I wasn't trying to.
Well, you weren't, but you did it.
Well, because I had to pick the one basketball movie that was above the rest for me.
Yeah, I mean, you did. I think Glory Road, like, oof. I need to watch that again.
Dude, that'll make. Oh my gosh, Hardball.
It's so funny when I told my mom that I was having you on the show, and she was like, "What are you guys going to talk about?" I said, "Sports movies," and she's like, "Yeah, well, he's going to be saying something about Hardball." I was like, I don't even think Hardball. I don't even consider that like a sports movie either. I don't know why. I know there's sports in it, but like to me, that's just like a drama.
You know, we left off.
Oh boy,
Like Mike.
That's number 1. Calvin.
The only ones you have Above the Rim, Hoop Dreams,
Hoop
Blue
Dreams.
Chips, He Got
Blue
Game.
Are you looking at a list right now? Because I was like, "There's no way you're rattling these off the top of your head."
No, Hoop. Yeah, I'm literally looking at a list, and then Space Jam, but I don't really count that.
Ooh, Space Jam though. Bill Murray.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta hop off here in a little bit, but I have IG Q&A questions for you.
I saw you did the Q&A.
Yeah, we got a lot. Too many. So we're only gonna get to so many. Matt Still 23 wants to know how he has so much drip.
Man, I owe all that to Rob. Rob instilled that in me at an early age. Just take from him. You just look at the beard. That's all he needs. That's every bit of sexiness that Rob needs. And some of us can't do that. So
the funniest part of that is like for those of you guys who do not know my dressing style is like it couldn't be further off from the truth. Big khaki shorts guy.
All you need is the beard.
Right, and a bald head.
Exactly.
MD Hustle 16 wants to know, what is the fastest pitch you have ever thrown?
So, debate on this.
I got a debate on it.
Debate. It's a TV 99.
Yeah, at
but
Wrigley.
It's actual 98. I think like 5.6, but a TV 9. So who cares about the actual?
Yeah,
it was a TV 9.
The answer is 99.
Yeah, it was a TV 9.
I have a question for you. So when you're doing like your off-season stuff, are you like doing any like velocity training? Like, do you radar your bullpens? Do you like radar?
I don't radar
anything like that?
I don't radar my bullpens at all. I do a little bit of weighted stuff. I do a little bit of weighted ball stuff, maybe 7 or 8 times, but a lot of it is just long toss and seeing how far I can throw the baseball, which is always
you still
fun.
do that though, right?
Oh yeah. You just go, there's 3 days a week, and how far are we going today? Well, we're going to see how far I can throw the baseball today.
Yeah. You do that during the regular season too, yeah?
Not necessarily how far can I throw it, but
you still stretch
long
out.
Toss. Yeah.
What day out of the 5-day rotation is your long toss days?
The day that I pitch and then my bullpen day. Those are my 2.
Day 2?
3.
Oh, you push it to 3, dude?
So
I feel like day
better.
2 is such like a minor league style bullpen.
I don't know. That's the way it used to be, but that's one of the things Alan Jager, our guy, told me. He says throw your bullpen on day 3, and it was the best thing that he gave to me.
Big Alan guy.
Yeah.
Ethan _Sands wants to know, what do you do in the dugout the other 4 days you're not pitching?
Watch the game most of the time. We watch the game. We talk about the game. We go over, if I pitched the day before against this team and then say like Dakota's pitching, say Waino's pitching that game and Dakota's pitching the next game, like we're talking about, what did I do, or I'm asking or if it's the flip flop, I'm asking him, what did you do? How did you get this guy out? Like I'm looking at his numbers. I don't really know where to attack him. I'm usually talking to Wieters. If Yachty's catching him, I'm in his ear. And then, finding a way to talk smack to somebody on the other team, whether it's the pitcher or somebody. I don't know.
You don't talk
having
smack,
fun.
dude. You're so polite.
We're always just having fun. It's all.
Do you keep a journal?
Yeah.
Nerd.
I have in season, I have my workouts in one, and then I have my day-to-day throwing in another. So my workouts and my mobility routine, and then
Big
my
mobility
throwing.
guy.
Yeah. Every day.
I try to tell people that it actually matters, but no one believes me until I show them a picture of you in your tights. It's like,
Oh man, just
now
tights.
it makes sense.
It totally matters. I do that every day. Do it the day before I throw.
Robert Gasser wants to know, how consistent are you with your routines through the season?
Yeah, that is a consistency. There is like you're not getting me off of it. I stay with my day 1 through 5, super consistent. Obviously adjusting things here and there. You get bumps and bruises throughout the year. You got to adjust. Find some time to get off your feet and get out of your legs a little bit, but I stay pretty consistent with it. I like what I have, obviously, but still adjusting here and there. Don't never have it figured out. Always trying to improve.
Are you changing like your volume at all throughout the season as far as like, okay, I'm throwing X amount of throws in my bullpen, I'm throwing X amount of throws in my long toss, or do you just listen to your body? Hashtag Alan Jagger.
Listen to the arm, listen to it. If you got to skip a bullpen, you skip a bullpen. If you got to move it back a day, if you got to skip a day from throwing or throw super light, or hey, I feel pretty good today, I'm gonna maximize what I got, but while also knowing where you're at in the season, and maybe saving a couple throws here or there, but just listen to the body, listen to your arm, see where you're at. It's more listening to yourself in the weight room and adjusting in that way.
Are you grinding in the weight room like all season? Like, are you trying to PR, or are you just kind of just maintenance?
No. We're not PRing, but we're not in maintenance mode either. We're adjusting from. I work through the different cycles of reps. I start super high rep, and then not as heavy weight, and then we go and we get down and we get lower, and then we get into a more explosive phase, and then we deload, and then we go back to high reps, and then we work our way down and we deload, and it just is it just continues to go like this. It continues to play something that I did last year, and helped me feel really good towards the second half.
Yeah, last year was decent, I would say. Not anything spectacular. The only thing that I would say is spectacular is the picture that I saw of you at post-game celebration one of the times. Pretty sure you were either shirtless or sleeveless, and it was like, whoa, man. Easy, bud.
Yeah.
Easy, bud.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. It's my screensaver, actually. All right, so J_Rogers_4 wants to know, what's the most important part of your post-throwing day? Is it bands, ice, stem? What is it?
All of it. Because I feel like if I don't do one thing, I'm going to wake up the next day and feel so much worse. Sleep is really big.
How many hours you sleep in?
I try to get at least 8. On these days, sometimes if I nap, like spring training is a little. If I nap for a couple hours, typically it's harder to get to bed. It's just long days, but usually I try to get 8, and then usually like a couple days. I think my bullpen day, I think I sleep like 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Like I'm just out, like fall asleep right when I get back and wake up and, it's 12 o'clock. Okay, well, whatever. But it's one of those things that, sleep is very important, but every part of my routine, like if I don't do my stem, if I don't hit, the Normatec on my arm, if I don't get stretched out afterwards, if I don't do my reverse throws, I just feel like I'm going to wake up the next day and feel worse than I normally would. So I think every bit of it is important.
Yeah. Jake from State Farm wants to know, why do you pinch run?
Because I'm kind of fast and have good instincts, even though I was picked off 3 times this year.
Did you lead all pitchers and picked off?
I had to have, but I'm okay with it because I'm willing to put myself in those situations. I feel like most people aren't. Sometimes you get thrown out, sometimes you get picked off, sometimes you get backpicked. But it's just one of those things. You move on and you learn from it, and yeah.
Yeah, you make a GIF and it's fine.
Yeah, and everything's okay.
What? All right, a couple more.
Rob still loves me at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the only thing you need to worry about, right?
That's what keeps me going.
That's the foundation of everything.
Yes.
Zach Siegel _ wants to know, what led to your amazing second half last year? Was it a mental change? Was it a mechanical adjustment? Or was it just more podcasts with Rob?
Ooh, did we podcast in the second half?
I don't think we did.
I
wanted to leave you alone. I remember I was like, I'm just going to leave it, man.
That's a bad sign. I think I need to do less podcasts with Rob. I can't do that.
Just don't forget about 2018, man, when you hopped on and I think you threw like a shutty at Dodger Stadium or something.
Yeah, that did happen.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, it was a combo of physical and mental. More mental. It was one small physical change of getting through extension and finishing my pitches. It was something I kind of was standing up and wasn't able to get that extra depth on the slider and get the ball down. But then from a mental standpoint, finding that zone and finding that mental state where I could go out and it was I was able to find the mental state that worked for me where, I knew what was going to happen, and I didn't have to worry about anything else, and I could just go out and pitch my game. And I think that's the biggest thing, is finding that zone that everybody kind of talks about and being able to just stay in it.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand, right? Like, you just trust your preparation. Then you don't have to really go out and think. Know that your preparation's freaking on point. Let's see. Dude, why do I have so many questions? It's funny, when I do a Q&A for myself, it's like, yeah, I'll get like 30 questions. And then when I say your name, it's like, okay, I got 300 now. Last one. How do you, I think he made a misspell, but Benjamin Reinhard wants to know, how do you get such a difference on two types of breaking balls, as far as like speed, difference in movement? Is that like
the curveball and the slider? But you have to be able to throw them. You have to be able to have a difference between the two. The big thing when I first was drafted was they only wanted me to throw a slider because they felt it was better, and they didn't want it to morph, the curveball and the slider. But
which usually happens.
It does. It does happen. You've seen it happen, but just being able to keep it different. I just throw them different. My mentality doesn't really change.
Sights change.
The fact, the intent that I'm throwing it with, and just the way that I finish my curveball is different. The way I finish my slider, and it's, I just have tried to keep them separate, and I've tried to keep the shape, done everything I could to keep the shape the same, the shape different on the two pitches.
And then I want to know, last time we did a pod, actually 2 pods ago, I think maybe, you said the changeup's going to be the go-to this year.
Dude, we got live bullpens tomorrow. We're gonna see how the hitters respond to it.
I'm gonna hop on the private jet. I'll see you there tomorrow. I gotta get content. I'll just
please do. I need you to come sit and watch it and see.
No, I'm taking hacks off you, dude. I brought my stirrups.
You gotta have the rubs. I
feel like you got rups, dude. You like, if you break out your rups tomorrow and I see a picture of you and your rups, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what. Man. I'll sign the picture for you and frame.
I was gonna say you're gonna frame that picture.
All right, man. That's all I got for you. That was good. Let's do this again soon. Good luck in your live BP. Enjoy spring training. I know you get a lot of downtime, so I'm sure we'll hop back on soon.
You know it.
And yeah, man. Love you. Talk soon.
Love you, Rob.
Bye, dude.
See ya.